Hello? I'll be testing some stuff. Hello? Hello? So, I am currently, what I'm doing here is kind of sharing my own thoughts about Forward Together 2.0. I thought it would do a live stream, kind of like how the Criminal Violin has done it before with a very older, with an with a old, like one of the first renditions of Forward Together. And I have this like remix map that was, I think, posted on Reddit, I believe, and I have access to it. Well, a lot of people do. So, mind you, this is most likely leaked information, and I don't think so. Here's a little disclaimer: I do not think that TriMet is actually going to do this, considering the budget cuts and crap like that. But there's some things I like and don't like about this. So I'm gonna start off with Clackamas County since I do live in Clackamas County. So let's start off with and you can see I'm gonna just turn off existing network so I have less clutter. So so I do want to start off with probably one of the biggest corridors in Clackamas County, which is McLaughlin. You might notice if this does load, I'm using an older PC. You might notice this is not the 33. This is the 75. I guess I'll start off with the 75. So you might see a major change with the 75 is that it actually continues on from Milwaukee, from Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez Boulevard, Cesar Chavez. And instead of going to Lombard, it actually terminates. Now, if it'll load for me, hopefully it loads. I'm currently having problems. Yeah. Oh, there we go. You can see this is Cesar Chavez McLaughlin, and you can see it actually just if we zoom in here. Here, I'm just using the arrow keys to. You can see it'll actually end up terminating like around here on Lombard and I think Columbia. Lombard, like this section right here. And yeah, it'll just terminate like around here on Columbia Boulevard. Instead of whereas the old Forward Together, or the current map as stands right here. You can see it goes to Lombard. It actually goes to Lombard, which I will get to that later, honestly, because I'll get to that later, as I kind of have some real strong opinions about it. But let's just zoom out here and go back to Clackamas County because yeah. So and also there's some realignment as well with Oregon City. If this thing loads, I'm having problems. I'm actually having problems right now with trying. Let me see if I can close some tabs on the other. No. Let me see if I can close some other tabs on my on this computer. Put this right So there has been a realignment, I think, in Oregon City from the old 33. Well, now 75 because TriMet wants to play that game where they want to just like fuck around with the numbers, I guess. Sorry if I'm having problems, because right now it's just that this computer's slow on my main computer. I don't have a microphone for my main computer, so I'm using this. But you can see here, there's a realignment in Oregon City where it's more streamlined, and then the old 31, the 31 takes over. If we look at the existing network, if we look at the existing network, if that ever loads, you can see that it won't go up on like this little part. This little part of the 33 would be gone, and so yeah, that's just how it is. And then it'll just go on Malala Avenue, and then it goes all the way down to Clackamas Community College, which is going to be, yeah, which luckily we haven't. Luckily, it's not like ridiculously long where they tacked on Lombard, but there are some long routes in this proposal, which I think are crazy. So so the next thing I do want to talk about is the 33. I already told you that the McLaughlin portion of the 33 is absolutely was replaced by the 75 for some reason. So let's talk about this new 33 right here. That's not the right one. That's P2 Stark 72nd, which I'll get to that one later. But you can see, you might notice, oh, 33 King Sunnyside. Yeah, so instead of having the 33 go down to McLaughlin to Clackamas Community College, they decided it was a good idea to just, well, since they have the 75 take it over, so the 33 just runs on King Road, and then it goes on Sunnyside, and it will be frequent service, which I will say this, for Sunnyside, for Happy Valley, I'm going to say that it's actually needed. For it's actually I believe it's actually needed for actual better service here, because currently the current 155 only runs 30 minutes, and then the 156 is kind of a joke, and the 30 doesn't run well. The 30 barely runs even in the city, so yeah, it'd be nice to get service, but I do have one thing that drives me crazy about this 33 is the fact that Sunnyside and King Road should not be running routes. Do you know why? This section right here, you can see this is the transit. This is the Clackamas Town Center Transit Center, and this is the mall stop. And you might see a problem. The mall stop, this thing bypasses the transit center. It bypasses the fucking transit center. It's like, what? It completely bypasses the transit center for whatever reason. So that means if you're from King Road or Sunnyside, either one of those two, and if you need to transfer the max, you would either have to walk. You have to either walk through the mall or something, or you would have to take a bus to Clackamas Town Center. I just don't understand why that is. Like through routes don't work at Clackamas Town Center. It's the reason why the old 31 got split up into the 30 and 31, which 30 Estacada, 31 King Road, that used to be one route before they merged the old 31 with the 33 to make a new King Road route, and then made Webster. So I feel like this is just a little stupid. It's just why? Why would you bypass Clackamas. Well, the transit center at least. Yeah, there's that. And then I'm gonna open my eye. Here's another one here. We have, yeah. I guess we can, if we talked about Sunnyside, I can do line E4. It's not gonna probably be called E4. So, yeah, so this section of Sunnybrook is going to lose service. I don't think there's any stops on this part of Sunnybrook, honestly. And they're just going to have it go run on this section of Sunnybrook, which, okay, I'm okay with. It's just that the hospital is going to lose service, but it's already served by the 155. Or now, with this proposal, with this draft, hits the 33 that serves it. So, I guess it's nice to serve more areas out here. I think there's like a Costco down here. Well, I think there's a Costco on Sunnybrook. I can't really tell, considering there is no satellite for the map. But it goes on 97 and Mather, and instead of going up here and going down on 122nd, it just goes on Summers Lane, and then it goes down on Hubbard, and then it goes on Highway 212, and then it goes up here. But and this is where it would end. But what happens is that it gets shot like straight up to goes up to 145th, and then runs on Class Stop, and then it goes up here on whatever this street is. I cannot tell from this map. 100 and is it 100 and that's definitely not 100. Whatever this street is, I think it's 100. Yeah, 160 seconds. And then it goes up to, and then it goes on Foster. It goes up on Foster, and then goes up, and then it goes up, and then it goes up to, yeah, if the map loads. It goes up to, like, right here. This is up on 174th. And then it meets at Burnside right here. And I'll say this, this route is actually not a bad route whatsoever. I'd say it's a little long, but it's actually not bad of a connection. First off, it'll give connection to Clackamas Town Center to Gresham, which is currently right now it's hard to, there's really no good connection, since you would have to, let's say if you lived on like 172nd somewhere, you would have to take the 155, the Max Green line, then transfer it either to FX2, to the 9, or the Max Blue line to get to Gresham. Or if you're insane enough, take the 71, then a 21. But I'd say this is not a bad route, and also it gives service to this section of Happy Valley, which right here has not been serviced for quite a bit of time, since the 157 was killed off in, I think, during the recession. Which the 157 did like a loop on, I think this road, and then it went up on Class Stop, and then went down here, and then, yeah, it went, there was like a little loop right there. Don't know what, assuming that the E4 designation is probably going to be I think this is going to be a placeholder, but if TriMet were to do this, they might still call it the 156. Or maybe you call it the 157, I don't know. But, yeah. There's that, and then I think, oh, yeah, I also want to bring another thing about Happy Valley. You can see that 172nd gets service via the 29. I know this is the 29, it just has to load up. If it fucking loads. If it loads, I do. Sorry if this is taking a little while, but yeah. 29 Lake, 170 seconds. So, and it deselected. Yeah. Anyways. So what the 29 does, instead of going to, so I'm going to start over in Milwaukee. Here, I think that's the 152, this is 29. And I'm having problems. And it does that same shit again, okay. So, the 29, oh my god, I'm just going to use this. 29. Better give me something. I'm having problems. Okay. Yeah, okay. 29, Lake 170 seconds. And it's having problems highlighting. This is probably the most amount of problems I've had so far. Yeah. You can see that instead of having it go to Clackamas Town Center, instead of having this go to Clackamas Town Center, it ends up going on to 172nd, and that will actually give a better service, and that area is actually growing pretty fast. And this should have been a thing, honestly, a while ago with 172nd service, considering the fact that that right over here they're building up apartments, and there's actually a major high school right over here that I went to that which is the only school in my former district now that lacks TriMet service. Considering so Adrian C. Nelson would get the 29, which would be better than nothing, because Clackamas has the 156, Putnam has the 32 and 33, and then Milwaukee has like that entire fucking transit center in walking distance. But yeah, this would, I think, go up towards, it would go on this road right here, which is oh shit, this road is not even built yet. This might end up being a future road at some point. Yeah, then it goes up on this section. I think this is 190th Drive, and I think it actually ends up terminating at this at West Powell Boulevard and 181st and Highland. It's where the 82 currently the 74, 82, and 87 terminate or layover. So I'd say it's not a bad route. I like this. This is a good idea. It's just that the biggest problem here is that this is just like this road does not exist as I'm speaking, and you might notice that with some of other proposals. So knocked out Happy Valley. I guess I'll talk about the 30 for a little bit. There's really no change with the 30 whatsoever. It's the same old 30 that has been the 30 since like 2009 when the 31 got split up. I'm just hoping better service because I know I'm a little biased since the 30 is my home route, but the 30 needs better service. Considering like it's been busy recently, and it used to have better service prior to COVID, and COVID screwed everything up. It's like hourly service, and considering the fact that there's actually no alternative services nearby, like literally the only thing, like during late at nights, the only service around would be the 79. There's really no alternative service because because this is a little bit of a walk up to Sunnyside. It needs better service, honestly, and later service. I'd say at least maybe have it go from Clackamas to Carver every 30 minutes, serving this industrial area right here, and then having the and then having what's it called? And then you have the and then the Estacada portion could be hourly, but or rush hour 30 minutes for the Estacada portion, and which is and then hourly typically. So yeah, yeah, there's really not much you can change about this route, really. It's it just needs better service. That's what it needs. What's also another thing I could talk about? Oh yeah, let's talk about the 31. 31 Webster. And you might notice, if you're familiar, TriMet, this portion of the 30, you might notice this portion right here is getting. Essentially, what they're doing is creating a entirely brand new route with the 31. And the 31 is just, like, they just created a brand new route, essentially, for the 31. Let me switch up here. And that's if it actually works. Oh, yep. Okay, there we go. You might notice that, like, the 31 is not Webster Road anymore. It's Jennings Johnson instead. And, of course, this map is not liking to work with me at the moment. But yeah, it goes, like, right here on Webster. No, Jennings now, and then it goes to Clack. It takes over the old 33, like the current 33's portion right here, and takes over the 32 a little bit, going to Clackamas Community College, which, okay, I will say this, like, I think giving service to Johnson is a good idea, considering if we turn off this view right here, there's not a lot of service in this section right here from, there's, like, this chunk of section that isn't, and it's just good to have more service for, it's also a good idea to have more service to this section, but what is happening is this should have been just a new route entirely, with the 31 keeping its old route. Either having the 31 keep its old route, or either having the 31 keep its old route, or just, and then create a new bus line, or just, I don't know. What they really should have done is they should have left the 31 alone, and have it either go to Oregon City, or they can shoot it up to CCC, and then make a new bus line, called Jennings Johnson. And to be fair, like, there's, like, a shit ton of bus lines that run through Johnson. Like, let's talk about the 28 for a little bit. Like, the 28 runs through Johnson. Albeit, like, I know the 31 goes through Johnson more than the 29 does, and I do want to talk about, I'm going to move on to the 28 Thiessen. I'd say it's not a bad route. It's like a little short little route, and it serviced this parts of Thiessen, which is pretty nice, but I do have one thing I don't care for, is you might see that there's this section right here. That is supposed to be a bridge to Lake Oswego, and since there's actually already 2 bus lines that run to Milwaukee, so currently right now there's 3 bus lines that run into Milwaukee, that being the 29, 33, and the 152. And what my idea is with those routes, right, and with this, what they could have done is have the 28, instead go to Milwaukee, have it go to Lake O, giving direct connections to the mall. Because at Lake O, there's only like one connection, that's the 78, which we'll get to that later. Which I do like the 78 extension, but it just I think it could be better off as the I think it'd just be better if it just went to Lake O, honestly. If it went to Lake Oswego, if it went to Lake Oswego instead, it would probably it would be a more well-rounded bus line, and it'd be have better connections. That's just what I think, honestly. I think it should go to Lake O instead of what's it called? Instead of Milwaukee, because there's already like a bunch of connections to Milwaukee already. Um, would it be faster? I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the 34 current also exists, so that would actually be up to 4 connections to Clackamas Town Center to Milwaukee. So there's that, and then I do also want to talk about. So we have the 28, and there's the Oakfield, and then I'm going to talk about the 32 for a little bit. Because, well, this is not a major change, though. You can see that the 32 actually no longer goes up to CCC, and rather ends at Oregon City Transit Center instead of going up to CCC. I'd say, for me, like, I wouldn't, like, it doesn't really need to go up to CCC anymore, because the 31 being extended up actually takes over this part of the 32. And then it looks like a good chunk of this part over here. It looks like the 32's portion on like Molalla, I think this is Molalla, if I remember correctly, is being taken over by a different bus line, and that is the 79, which I guess I can get. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, and yeah, 32, like, not much. It's just being shorter. Service is just going to be reduced. Now let's talk about the 79. Now the 79 is looking to get frequent service. Though, oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot about this section. So, they rerouted the 32 and 79. Basically kind of swapped their places in a way, where the 79 runs on this portion of Gladstone, while the what runs on this portion on Arlington, while this portion right here on the Washington Street is going to be 32 territory, which I'm hoping that there's actual equal service between the two, considering the fact the equal, like, hopefully when the 32 takes over, what's it called? Hopefully when the 32 takes over like this section right here, or the 79, that there's still it's as equal as what the 79 currently is right now, considering this services an Amtrak state. There's like an Amtrak station right here, and I have only used that Amtrak station once. I usually go up to Vancouver because I'm youth and free youth Amtrak in Washington, but still. Yeah. That's basically the 32 and 79. The 75, bring back mentioning the 75 again, it also runs on Molalla as well, so the 79 and 75 will actually be pretty frequent, and it would go into like the same place. I don't really know how I feel about that, because considering it's just, I don't know, I don't know how to feel about that. So next I'm going to talk about the let's talk about the 34 here. So already the 34 has gotten a change from when they first introduced Ford together, and that is the Clackamas Heights section, or Clackamas Heights here. That used to be a part of the 154 before they killed that one off. I think August of last year. We killed that one off, and you can see we actually have we just have this, and it looks like, yeah, and it still goes on Linwood, but you can see here the 34 now goes on the 71 Porsche. That part of the 34 is now a part of the 71 and 40, which I get to the 71. The 71 has some pretty major changes, and I think that's, oh yeah, I forgot about the 152. I might go on. Here's another tangent I'm going to go on with the 152. So, or rather, yeah, I think this, like, the 152 is, so the outbound 152 is fine. It's thought they thought there was another. Oh yeah. So the 152 outbound, I don't know, will service this mall, but however, if you look at this, you might see, oh, what's this road right here? What's that going to? There's like another, there's another 152, by the way. That is just a little stupid. Come on. Yeah. Oh, so here's something funny. The inbound is skipping the mall entirely and it's just going straight to the transit center. So this is literally the reverse 33 problem, where it just skips the mall and goes to the transit center. And it's not even consistent, because the other way, it serves the mall. Like, how does that work? Albeit, the 152, there's some changes where it's serving this, like, 34 portion that probably needs to be served, which is, okay, I get that, but, like, this is just kind of, it's stupid, it's just dumb, because at Clackamas Town Center, it's always, like, all buses stop at the mall, then stop at the transit center, and, like, ends there. I don't know why this is a good idea. Like, it should just go to the mall. Both directions should just go to the transit center and just end there. Yep. So yeah, that's. There's the 152. I talked about essentially Milwaukee already, so I guess I'll talk about the 153 a little bit. Which plans are already, so the 153 is already implemented as is here. I don't think there's any changes with the 153 currently. It's like I think the 153, yeah, the 153 looks to be the same route as it is. It's just the 153 seems to be the same as is, so there's really nothing to talk about. However, they were conducting feedback of potentially extending the 153 to all the way to Oregon City, and I'd say, do it. Actually do it. I think it would provide better connections between this section of West Linn to Oregon City, which is currently only hourly with 76. So you have that at least, which is pretty nice. At least you have that, which is pretty cool. Now, let's talk about. I'm gonna do the 35 here. Yes, I'll talk about the 35 because I think I might have covered everything within Clackamas County. So the 35 on an older revision, said it would be receiving frequent service, and unfortunately, it looks like it did not. So this is the 35T, which is the Terwilliger, which this is going up to UP up here, and this computer is struggling to run the map. So what happens when you have like using an over 15-year-old computer. And it just goes up to UP. There's really no changes with the 35. There, it looks like it's gonna still be the 35T and the 35R, which, if you guys don't understand what the deal with the 35T and the 35R is, the T goes on Terwilliger and then the R goes on McAdam. Which, but honestly, I think it'd be nice to give the 35 frequent service. It'd be nice to give the 35 at least some frequent service, though, but, like, they were planning to do that with an older revision of Ford Together, but they unfortunately did not. It looks like it's just standard service, unfortunately. They also have the 35R as well. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about the 35R in particular, but what can you do? So, yeah, so we got that 35, and I guess we can start. It goes through downtown. I guess we can start with St. John's. So I do want to start off with this Lombard route. Oh, what is this Lombard route going to be? I hope I clicked Lombard because you're going to see why I do not like this. Oh, wait. The 80-fucking-7 goes all the way out here? What? Yeah. The 87. Running from essentially Gresham to Airport Way. To motherfucking St. John's. Like, what? What? This... Okay. My main problem with this route is you basically have a new 20 on your hands. And this is just a really long route. It just makes the 87 way too long. Because if you look at this point of here, go down, this is like Beaverton area. So you basically just essentially created a brand new 20. Which the 20 is a really long route, and like the 20 is really long, and there's like, and I know like, it's a long route, and I know the drivers don't. I've talked with some TriMet drivers, and I know that TriMet drivers do not like the 20. This is just stupid. I guess we can go over some of the other stuff with the 87 as well. So let's go over here. So currently the 87 goes to Park Rose and then goes down to Gateway. It no longer does that, where the 87 actually goes up to Cascade Station of all things. So it no longer serves Park Rose or Gateway. This is just kind of just odd planning here. And then it goes on, I think this is Dukem right here, and then it goes up on Lombard. It's just... What I think TriMet should have done with this route is they should have made it a separate route for Lombard. Call it Line 23 Lombard. Have it run from Lombard to... have it do this portion right here of... Just have it do this portion right here. Also have it run on Dukem as well. And then have it go up to Cascade Station all you want, and then go down here and go to Park Rose. And then the 87 could just go to Park... What the 87 should do is just terminate at Park Rose, as is. So, that's the 87 for you guys. I'm not too much of a big fan of the 87. I know, get this out of the way. Yeah, I think this 87 is ridiculous, so... Oh, so let's talk about... let's talk about the 44. For Capitol Highway Mox. It looks like it's getting frequent service, which is pretty nice, I have to say. It looks like the 44 is mainly the same, though. It's mainly the same route as is. I'm gonna turn off. No counting line. And it looks like it's just doing the same old stuff where it goes to PCC Sylvania. There's only like one thing I would change about the 44 personally, other than having it. Yeah, I have thought about like a dedicated St. John's Transit Center where it runs through there. But there's one like thing that kind of just is a little odd about the current 44, and that's if I can zoom into this map. That is, you might notice it bypasses Barber Transit Center, even though it's like really close, and the 43 stops there. Of course, the 43 stops there, and they could just have the 44 stop in there. There might be some like issues of traffic though, which could be a problem, but yeah, that's really the only complaint I have with the 44. It seems to be alright. It's not bad. I'd say it's not bad at all, so yeah, so this 44 isn't too bad, so let's go back up to good old St. John's here. So I guess we can talk about the 4 next. I think this is, yeah, 4, Fessenden, Woodstock. I think they might have, this feels like a different routing for the 4, I don't know. Anyways. The 4 looks to be the same as it is right now. It just goes over here, down to St. Oh. So here's the interesting thing about the 4. What they're doing is they're going to extend the 4 into Portland, and then have it cross Tillicum Crossing, and have it take over the Woodstock portion of the 19, and just have it run towards Lents. Which, I guess it's not a bad idea. It's just that, though, they could have just had, like, better... It's kind of repeated service, in a way. And what they should have done is have it run on McAdam. Then just... You could just have it run on McAdam. So you give frequent service to McAdam. Send it over the Selwood Bridge, and then have it go up on 13th, which is without service right now. And then have it go on Woodstock, and that's how I would have done it, honestly. But... And then the 35, I would just have it go up to OHSU. You go pass through OHSU and then just do the 35 things and kill the 35R. Or I might just... I haven't thought about like what could replace it though. But yeah, I might end up making a monstrosity of a route though. So anyway, so that's the 4. And let's talk about the good old 11. Well, I'm going to talk about the 49 a little later, but... Yeah, the 11 is getting its route change, where it's no longer going to run on Fessenden and go up here on Columbia, because there's the 49, which I don't know why it's numbered the 49. And it's going... Instead of having it go end at, what's it called, Delta Park, it's just going to, like, this weird little... Okay, I never noticed this until now, but it's going to this, like... It's like going to this spot right here. It's like going to this, like, weird little spot. Oh, I think I know what this might be. I think this is the layover spot of the 8. Yeah, I think this is the 8. Oh, that's 99E. Oh, yeah, so that's ML... So, somewhere in MLK for some reason. It says standard service, but my guess is going to be rush hour only. So that's the good old 11. Learning that nothing changes with the 11. Let's see. Then, oh, here's another rant I'm gonna have. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 42 Vermonts. I'll get to that one later once we start doing the Southwest stuff, but I just want to talk about the 15. So, what I heard about the 15 is the 15 is going to take over the 16 service from St. John's to whatever and on St. Helens Road, and they're going to make Sauvie Island rush hour only. And I'm like, why? Why? I guess, like, Sauvie Island might not get a lot of ridership, but if you're going to cut service to Sauvie Island, at least do at most, at least have a shuttle between either St. John's to Sauvie Island. That's, like, the best thing you could do, honestly. But, yeah, the 15 looks to be mainly, well, there's a minor change to the 15 right over in the east side. Basically a minor realignment. Instead of going on, like, doing kind of a little loop around, like, Cherry Blossom Drive and going down here and then up, it just is going to go straight on Washington or Stark. So, yep. Yep, so that's the 15. I kind of do like the St. John's extension in a sense. It's like, cool, more service on St. Helens Road, but still, you're killing off the 16. Like, you're killing the 16 in favor of this shit, so. So, not too particularly fond of that idea for certain reasons, but yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're done here. Let's go over to I guess we can talk about this outer northeast side, north of Burnside. And you might see, oh, there's like a shit ton of dotted lines here. So I want to bring my attention to line 22, which they're merging the 22 and 23 together, and yeah, which would be 22 Park Rose. And I am not against this whatsoever, actually. The 23 is a little bit of a pathetic route, and the 22 is, like, 22 is just weird in the sense that, well, the 22 is weird in the sense that it actually just goes to one section of, it just only goes to, like, one section. Well, it doesn't even go to Park Rose Transit Center. It goes to Gateway, of all things. Since it goes to Gateway, it just goes to Gateway for some reason, which I don't understand. I guess it's like a little loop route. Yeah. And you also might notice, oh, yeah, the 22 is not serving this section of Shaver anymore. It's going on Prescott. That's because they rerouted the 73 off of Prescott. Okay, this is alright. Like, this is good route. It's nice that you have this portion of Shaver. It's like the front door to Park Rose High School and also the middle school as well. I don't mind it. Like, yeah. But now you're talking now. Yeah, since we are in the speaking of the 73. Oh boy, let's talk about the good old 73. Yep. Okay, I do appreciate giving 122nd north of what is essentially Prescott more service. However, this is just some stupid routing. This is just some really strange routing. Why do you want it to go up to fucking Cascades? Do you want to make that another transit center? Because you have, like, two big transit centers, the 12 and... Yeah, I get Park Rose as a small transit center and Gateway cannot handle everything on its own. But this is, like... This is just weird. This is just, like, weird alignments here. I guess if you really wanted to, you could just have the 73 go down here and up to back to Park Rose. It's like, yeah, don't even get me started with, like, oh, you need service to Cascades from Lens, like, the teal line exists. Which I'll mention Max later. So, but it's like, that's the 78, that's the 73 Freedom. Don't know why it goes to fucking Cascades, but that's beyond me. Let's talk about, I guess I can talk about the 71 now as well. 71 is not going to Park Rose anymore, and it's not even going on Prescott anymore. It's just going to go up to Cascade Max Station. For no apparent reason. Like, damn. Yeah. Though the 71 has, it might look like it didn't get anything too major, but it did get some shit major. Mainly in the southern portion, where it doesn't run on Flavel anymore. In fact, Flavel, it doesn't run on Flavel, and I think that is 72nd right here, and doesn't run on Bell anymore. In fact, it actually goes on 52nd most of the way. Goes on 52nd and then goes down here to Linwood, taking over the 34's old routing, and then going on Harmony, and then goes on Harmony, and then goes to Clackamas. So, okay, it's nice giving Linwood some more service. It's kind of, I honestly I don't mind this too much compared to the what's it called, to this. I don't mind this until you just get up north and you just have it go to this section right here, which is just strange. Yeah. Speaking of another more east side route, more outer east side routes, I guess we can talk of. I might save 24 for later. But there's also another new route. Anything north of here. The 86. This has already been the 86 has already been implemented. And honestly, the 86 is a good route. I've ridden it before. It's pretty nice. This route right here is the 74. It looks like nothing's changing with the 74. So let's talk about this one, this little strangey thingy right here. The 89. Now, currently with how the numbering worked, you probably would expect the 89 to be a west side route, because it comes after 88. Well, we get to the 88 later. But what they did is they took the 21 portion of this, of 223rd, and gave it to they gave it to the 89, where the 24 serves like this section right here now. And it goes up to Blue Lake and it actually gives service to this neighborhood, which I respect. I do respect. Now, it's a little strange. It's a little strange route. It's a horseshoe route, kind of like how the 19 is. But okay, I don't mind the 89 too much. Oh, uh-oh. I think I might have accident. Oops. Oopsie. Hopefully I can make this look good again. Hopefully I didn't screw up too much. Hopefully I didn't screw up too much, but I guess this is alright. I don't mind the 89. I guess we can also talk about the, this portion right here. The 25 that has already been implemented. 25 out of Gleason to Mount Hood Community College. I guess I do want to bring up the question about the 77. The 77 they were planning to do frequent service on the 77, but I feel like this would be one of the routes that would benefit from frequent service over the 87, honestly. I feel like this would have been better use. Like, I feel like this should be frequent service. This is a peak trip out up here to this Amazon warehouse thing. The 81 has already been implemented, Kane 257, and this 80 section right here on Glen Auto is gone, so that's already gone and it's already been changed. I guess now we're just doing some stuff in Gresham now. So we're now in Gresham, and you might notice, oh shit, TriMet's cutting a lot of service around here. I'm gonna start, so let's start off with the 82. 82 South Gresham. They're basically essentially cutting a lot of service out of this route cutting a lot of service. I get it's like rush hour only, but at least have it like maybe hourly or bi-hourly at best, or at worst. And it just goes to Gresham Village, which is just a strange little part right here. It's just strange, and honestly, what I would have done is I would actually pull the 82 out on this section right here. I mean, like, and then it goes down here, then it goes up, serving Barlow High School up here, which I think, like I said, I believe high schools should have better service. Then we get to, and then also the 84, so this section right here, all these houses out here are going to get their transit service cut. So there's no service, there's going to be no service to this area right here, and you can see, I like to say that the 84 is like TriMet's bad luck charm route, because it's so bad that it caused 2 cities to pull out of TriMet. Back when the 84 served Sandy and Boring, they really screwed the pooch on that one. Anyways, guess we can also talk about some other stuff. I guess the 9 is probably the same old 9. Why change it when you have anything else to do? And then I think the 20 is still the same. The 20 is the still same long ass route. But I guess I'll start with the 24. So what they're planning to do with the 24 is they're going to make it like a crosstown route from downtown to Goose Hollow, going up to Monty Park, and then going on Sandy and Fremont, and it will no longer go to Gateway. In fact, that explains why there's this dotted section right here, which means that Gateway will no longer be getting service from this section. There's going to be no service on this section here. And then it just goes up here, goes down onto... instead of going on the section where the 80, like this road right here, it now runs on... I think it runs on a road that doesn't have service. Yeah, Northeast 250th, I think. Yeah, I think... Yeah, 238th Drive. I just cannot read with the stuff in there. So it just goes down there, and it goes to, what's it called? And then it goes down to Gresham. So there's that. Yeah. So, I guess I mentioned all the east side routes. I guess I can talk about the 27. The line 27, Market Mill, Main, Burnside. Which is a mouthload, if you ask me, but it's good to give a giant ass road with a lot of businesses service. That's what I can appreciate about this one. Because like, there's really no service on this portion of Burnside for whatever reason, and that's kind of fucking stupid, if you ask me. And they should have figured it out. Well, if Max ran through there, would have been a different story, but it splits at 197th. And then once it's done doing its thing, and then it just goes down on 182nd, and then goes on, I think this is Market. Don't quote me on that. I think this is Southeast Market. Yeah, no, this is Southeast Maine. And then I think this is Market right here. I think this is Market right here. And then it goes like right over in here and up on, I think this is 99th Avenue, and goes to Gateway. It's not a bad route whatsoever. It's pretty, I'd say it's pretty nice. And also it'll give service between, so this gap right here would be kind of less. Is that how you say it? It'd be a lot less. Like there would be less of a gap here. Albeit this northern part could be pretty close walkability, but it's better than what it is now. And then I guess we can talk about this route right here. Oh yeah, the 10. They decided for some reason, let's make the 10 go up to Gateway. And yeah, it's not really killing any services, per se. Other than this like, block right here is getting no service, but it's going from downtown to Gateway, which, okay. Oh, this one goes up on 99. Okay. So I guess it serves some old portion. Personally, what I would have done something different, honestly, but I'm not sure. I had this as the 72 for some reason, but I might change that. And let's also talk about, yeah, there's a FX72, which there's two 72s, by the way. I guess we can also talk about this section right here. That's Burnside, Stark. Let's talk about P2. P2 is actually going to take over that. So in Clackamas County, it's just going to take over like the old 71, essentially. Then it's just going to run straight up on 72nd, then 92nd. But instead of going to Gateway, it's just going to go up over here and then down. And it has such a strange terminus as well. It terminates at OMSI. Yeah, you heard me correctly. OMSI. Of all things where you could terminate your bus, you have it terminate at frickin' OMSI. Okay. You could have it go on the transit mall, but I get it's kind of hard to do so. It's kind of hard to do that, and yeah, at least Outer Stark gets service. I had this as another line, except it goes down to the west side. It goes down to southwest, but you know, I don't know how to feel about that. And there's the 15. This is the. There's the 14. Oh. I guess we can move down here a little bit. 9 is staying the same. The 17 is probably oh. Okay. I heard the 17 was a controversial change, because what they're doing with the 17 is they're gonna take over the 70's route here, and this portion right here would be killed off entirely. And I think it will go to what's it called? It would go to Delta Park, which 70 should go over there. Honestly, this should be the 70, and they should keep this as the 17. And I heard that was a controversial change because there's been rumors going around that heard there was some people that fought back against TriMet in the sense that the 17, they were making changes to the 17 in 96, and yeah. Yeah, which I kind of understand why, because there's like this there's like this big ass gap right here. They should probably just, I'd say keep it as is. because it's just better to keep it as it is. So, if we're now going in the southeast side, that's 71. That's the 75, I believe. Yep, 75, and I guess we can go over here as well. Yeah. Oh, P8. Twin East Crosstowns. Now, I haven't gotten this route in my book yet, but I don't even know how to even number this, because I am running out of numbers to do this. Because I have my own ideas and shit, and so, yeah, I don't even know how to even do this, really. Oh well. But it looks like it just runs, it's another north-south route, and it terminates at Bybee for some reason. It terminates at Bybee, which I kind of find a little strange, which I feel like they could easily have it go down over here. Guess we can also talk about this thing right here, which is Flavel, that also terminates, that, you know, P7 and P8 could actually be one route on itself, but I already have, the problem is I already have a Flavel route, and that does not end at Flavel. It doesn't end at Flavel, that's just simple. And, yeah. So, there's that. It's just weird, this is kind of a little bit of a weird terminus. I guess it's good to serve that old mobile, like that, big-ass retirement home. There's probably, like, a lot of people that live in there. That thing's massive. I guess I could also focus on inner northeast here. Okay, so, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Oh, so the Duke portion of the 19. So Duke right here is going to be completely cooked. So this portion of the 19 here is just gonna, it's gonna lose service. So, well, there's Woodstock service up there, but yeah. I will say this: you might notice all this is frequent service, which is pretty good, I have to say. Now let's talk about the. I think I talked about most of the. I guess I can talk about the 40. I don't know if I remember talking about the 40 yet, but 72 is as is. Really nothing I could say about the. I can't really say anything about the 72, but the 40, yeah, the 40 has been pretty successful, and is actually going to get extended onto Johnson Creek. It's going to go on Johnson Creek. It's going to go to Johnson Creek, and it'll terminate at a, I think this is, it'll loop around here. I think this is the Fuller Road Max station. So it'll basically kind of loop around at the Fuller Road Max station. I like, it's cool to have service on Johnson Creek, considering that the only thing that runs on Johnson Creek currently is, I think, the 34 and I think the 75 as well, but yeah, but there's no, like, actual route on Johnson Creek. So, yeah. Just trying to remember if I knocked out, if there's anything on the east side I haven't knocked out yet. Oh, let's talk about the 6. No, that's the 87, damn. Okay. The 6 is, now, I think they changed the 6 to run on Schumer, or whatever. And I think this was made before they made that, service change with the 6. Where it ran on Schumer and then Vancouver. It basically did a split route, kind of like how the 35 does it, except there was no letter designations. But, I bet that might be, I wonder if that could be a little bit of a rude awakening for some people that, lived on this part, but, I I don't know. The 6 has not changed much. I guess we can also I think another route I forgot was the 8 as well. That's the 17. The 8 is I think the 8. It looks like they're changing the 8's layover from northeast somewhere like I think it was more MLK and Dukem, and they're extending it. Yeah, and this is where the 87's running, so we'll loop around Saratoga. That's where I think the 17 goes. So, yep, no more 17. Oh, and I probably also can mention the good old 49 Columbia Boulevard, which there should have been I feel like it could have been numbered better. For first things first, this is just like having just one random number. It's like, okay, the lower 40s, those are like southwest routes. Generally southwest routes with maybe one with the 40 maybe being a little having some east side stuff. The 42 goes up to St. John's but does southwest stuff. The 43 southwest. The 44 southwest but also does north. 45 southwest, and then you have the 46, 47, and 48, which are Hillsborough routes, and then you have this. It's a little bit. I find it weird that they're doing a 49 Columbia Boulevard. They numbered it to 49. I don't understand it. Oh, and this is we're gonna get to this later when I start talking about Max, but what's this route right here? Oh yeah, that's the 11. I talked about the 11. So I think I might have talked about every east side route in North Portland. So let's talk about I guess some of the stuff. Okay, I'm gonna start with the 42. The 42 looks like it's gonna take over the old 16 and run on Front Avenue, and it's gonna go up to St. John's, which is pretty cool. But if I guess what they could have done is they could have had the 14, like they could have the 42 run up to. If they wanted, if they could run it up to Sauvie Island though. So that's just the downtown portion of that's just like that northwest portion of the 42. And then if we go down here, you see we have the 42 running on Vermont, and then it goes down here. And then for some reason it goes down on Shoals Ferry. I feel like that should be the 56's job to run on Shoals Ferry to keep it consistent, but what can you do? And then it runs over here, and it runs to where South Cooper Mountain, where Mountainside is. There's also, yeah. So that's the 42, I guess. Guess I do the west side a little. I'm gonna do some west side stuff. So, this route here, I don't know what this route is. By any chance, I have a route. No, W8 Roy Rogers. I have a similar route to this side plan. It goes to this like weird ass. That's a weird ass loop right there. Yeah. Okay, I would say that's a weird ass loop, but I think that's like near. That has to be near Sherwood High School. Oh, damn, it's actually going to go into Sherwood High School. Okay. Damn, so that's actually going into Sherwood High School. Okay, that's cool. It'll give Sherwood High School some service. And, yeah, Roy Rogers, it goes up here. And then it goes on this road, which I did not plan originally. And then it does, and I have it stop, like, over here at, like, a tiny-ass transit center called South Cooper Mountain. I feel like I when I was thinking about that, I feel like I stole it from somebody else because, well, somebody else thought about a South Cooper Mountain Transit Center. And then once you go up here, it goes up quite far. It looks like, and it goes on this road right here, which I think, yeah. I'm not as familiar with the West Side as some other people because I don't live on the West Side and I don't visit the West Side too much. So it goes on Century Boulevard. Wait a second. So does this thing go full ass on Century? Oh, it actually goes full ass on Century. Damn. I think that was different than... I have a feeling that was different than what it was trying to be. Because I know on the PDF, that is... So, wait a second. That's Century Boulevard here. Okay, so the W8 just basically is the extension of the 66. Oh, it's the 66, but it's short line to Intel. And it goes down over here, and it goes to, I don't know what the, oh, Hillsborough Stadium. Not Hillsborough Stadium. Oh, damn. Hillsborough Airport. Okay. And this is supposedly frequent service, even though this hasn't been implemented yet. At least the west side is getting a lot more service, especially Hillsborough. That's another underserved area I'm trying to... I'd say it might be worse than Happy Valley. Well, at least Hillsborough has the 48, which is frequent service, while Happy Valley has no frequent service. Shit. Unless you're counting the 70... Oh, the 72 and 33. But... looks like the 48's still going to be the same, which... it's alright. I don't think we should be messing with the 48. This route right here, I think this is the W12. John Olson, 173rd, so it starts here and then goes up. I implemented this route in some capacity. I called it I numbered it the 94. Well, because, well, let's say that my max ideas probably killed multiple rats. But I'll get to that later. And then you have... And then you have this route right here. This is, I think, W1 Beef Bend, which would go at this, like, really strange round circle thing. And it looks like it should go to Bridgeport Village or Tualatin, which is right now Tualatin Park and Ride. Okay. Not too bad. I think this is the W13 that runs from Tigard and it goes all the way up to what is this place again? Oh, I think this is Cutama. Okay, it goes up to Cutama, which... Okay, I don't mind the W13 too much. 209. And mind you, these are placeholders. They're probably going to have to start dipping into triple-digit routes on this side of town. I think the only they would have to do the 120s, the 130s, and probably the 180s as well. Maybe the 100s. I'm not entirely sure. And this is the 20. Oh, I guess... I'm kind of starting to get lost on this, sorry. Sorry if I'm getting a little lost on this. We're just jumping around the place. Oh, okay. I guess we can talk about this one right here. This is I think the 94. I don't think I've ever checked on this one. Yeah, okay, so the 94 looks like it's getting extended. It's going to get extended to Barber Transit Center. Okay. Will it stop in Tigard is the question. Now, if this thing loads properly. Yeah, 94 Pacific Highway to Barber. Oh, it does not stop. Oh, it does a stop at Tigard and then it goes up to Barber. Okay, I do appreciate that Barber's getting, like, it's actually going to become more like a transit center because it used to be just this fucking 12. It was basically a glorified park and ride. It was basically the 12 and that was it. I'm glad there's going to be more coming to that transit center. So, what's also another thing I could talk about with this? I guess since I'm at really at this southwest area, I guess I could talk about the 62, which the 62 is getting a major realignment because the 62 will no longer go to. So instead of going to Washington Square, it'll actually go do this like weird little circle thing, and then go over to Tigard, and then it'll take over the 78, the old, like the current 78, and go to PCC Sylvania. Yeah, I think this is PCC Sylvania. Rock Creek is up there. Okay. So we'll go to PCC Sylvania. Okay. I would have done is there might have been a road that I might have extended the 62 on, and then have it go up to Barber. So, yeah. Yeah. There's a... What's this one? Oh, I talked about W13 already. There's like a bunch of different routes on this. I'm gonna go... I guess I can start with the southwest. I guess we can go down to... Okay, I'm gonna just focus a little bit on Tualatin. So we have the W10 to Bull Mountain, 124. I'll start at this section this little thing right here. I don't even know what this place is. It's like a weird little loop on Boonesbury. And then it looks like this is taking over some older route. So it looks like it just goes on Boonesbury for a little bit and then goes up. It doesn't stop at, it goes to the West Station, stops at Bridgeport. And then it goes like over up here to, it goes up here, and is there anything else? Is there anything else? Looks like there's not anything else with this route, it looks like. Let me search up W10. I'm outbound, what about inbound? Okay, that's a little bit of a strange terminus right there, if you ask me. Okay, that's a little strange terminus, I'll have to say. I think I have this as the 92 in my idea. Except it's different. Except it just goes to Tualatin. I guess yeah. Oh, I guess I can talk about I guess let's talk about the 76 for a little bit. So currently the 76 as is like it runs on Hall and Greenberg. Probably not going to go too much into minor details, but there's going to be a major change after Tigard where it goes on 72nd instead of Greenberg. And it will be sent down on... Since it's going to go down on Greenberg on 72nd, it's just going to go over to Bridgeport, and then it actually goes over here. And luckily, they're keeping the Oregon City extension. This thing has been a lifesaver. I'll have to say, the 76 extension to Oregon City has been a lifesaver for me. I am like it's bad. It's really hard to get from the east side to the west side, but yeah, there it is. It's pretty nice. I like this extension. It's really good. It gives connections outside of downtown, which is really important because I often say that I tell people that the east and west side feel like separate systems. That's how I feel. So I'm glad that the 76 extension exists. Now I wish it would, and it looks like they're going to be extended to 30 minutes because it looks like that. It says it right there. 30 minutes, so yeah. And let's talk about the 78. The 78, oh god, this is good. It looks like the 78's route is mainly the same, it looks like. Except I don't think it runs on Hall. I'm not sure. It goes, yeah, it goes over here. So instead of going on, like, Cruise or whatever, it runs on Kerr. Oh, so instead of running on Kerr Parkway, it actually runs on Cruise Parkway. And then it goes up on Country Club, serves Lake O, and then it somehow crosses a bridge into Milwaukee. And it goes to Jackson 21st and terminates at the... Okay. I'll say that having it go to Jackson and 21st and Southeast Park Avenue, I think that's a little strange. I get maybe Milwaukee might be overcrowded for a transit center to have the buses lay over at, but yeah. But if they can get this bridge built, I would love, I'm saying this, I would love to see this happen. Because right now, if you want to go to Lake Oswego from Milwaukee, there's two things you can do. You can either, to get there, you have to take a 33 down over to you have to take a 33 down to Oregon City. Wait, that fix it. You have to take a 33 down to Oregon City and go up to Lake O right here, or you have to take a max up and take a 40, then take a 40 up a little north, and then have to take a 35 down. Which, mind you, this portion of Riverside is now hourly due to the split, and you make it to Lake Oswego. Yeah, so it's basically hard to get to from Lake Oswego to Milwaukee. So I'm thankful for that. That would be a good addition right there, and a really good addition. I guess, speaking of Southwest stuff, we also have the 97. So they basically took the 37 and the 97, merged them together, which I think is a good idea. And also, this should not... The 97, since it runs on Tualatin Sherwood Road, it should not be rush hour only. It should be all day. It should have all day service. It needs to have all day service. Also, what this does. Inbound. Yeah, and this is what the current 97 is, and then this 97 is really good. That's cool. Now we get into the 96. Now this is probably one of the more controversial changes that TriMet was trying to propose with this, but they kept 96 on I-5, which is 96 Boones Ferry, and it just runs on Boones Ferry. It runs from Tualatin to Boones Ferry, which is yeah, I guess that's all right. Yeah. Well, considering the Southwest Corridor is a thing, you probably don't need the 96 much anymore, but that will put a nail in a coffin to all TriMet Express services. Which, TriMet seems to be pretty anti-express, if you ask me. So, there's that. And, well, May I talk about the 43 for a little bit? Let me see if I can access the... Oh, it looks like they changed the 43. Yeah, so let's say that TriMet, like, redid the... Oh, that's the 44, but I'm trying to get the 43. 43, Taylor's Ferry Road. Okay, here we go. We got the good old 43. Like, really extended. And this is going to be frequent service, which is interesting. I don't know if the 43 really deserves frequent service, but... Okay. Yeah, so it basically will go to OHSU. It'll go, return to downtown. It goes to Goose Hollow. Hollow, though. I go bypasses OHSU. Goes to OHSU, then it goes... Come on. Yeah, and it goes on Barber a little bit, and then it goes serves Barber Transit Center. And then, once it gets to Tigard, things start getting interesting, because it actually serves Hall Boulevard on Tigard, taking over the 76 from here. And goes to Bridgeport. It just does a loop around here for some reason. I think this is where the 96... Is this where the 96 lays over? Yeah, that's where the 96 lays over. Okay, that's... Yeah, the 43 would be a pretty long... It'd be a long-ass route, that's for damn sure. Yeah, the 43... I would say this about the 43 is what I would have done instead. Like, I get having West Side connections to OHSU. But apparently, I saw this on like some old thing about TriMet that they were planning to do. Is they were planning to take the 43 over the bridge, which that would have been a big benefit, and that really should have happened instead of having the 43 go up to Markham Hill. Yeah, I don't know if the 43 really deserves frequent service, but I don't know. Because mainly the 43 is a really suburban route. And then I guess I can also mention the good old 56 as well. Oh, that's the 42, 56 right here. The 56 still runs on Beaverton Hillsdale Highway, and it's going to go up on the Transit Mall and terminate at North Terminal. Honestly, this might be a hot take, but I don't think the 56 should even run on Beaverton Hillsdale Highway anymore, because the 54 is already frequent service, which is the 12 now, because they just sent the 12 over to Beaverton Hillsdale Highway because the 12 is no longer on Barber. It should, honestly, what they should have done is have it run on the 55's thing. It should be running where the 55 runs, on Hamilton. Then it goes up to Markham Hill, and like, bam, you just basically gave more service to Hamilton. That could have been an easy thing you could do. I'm going to just get through these a little faster because I'm getting hungry. 45 Garden Home. This thing, it looks like ass. So instead of having it go up to OHS, instead of having it actually go up somewhere, up to like, downtown, they decided to make it a school day rush hour only route, and, have it run from Beaverton to Barber Transit Center and merges with the 39. It looks like it's what it looked like on the PDF. It looked like it was going to get full service, but this is like going to get reduced service because the 42. I I don't know. I just don't really care for this too much. And I guess that I think there is a route that is taking over the yeah, the W13 is taking over that portion, so yeah, so there's that. I guess we can talk about Cedar Hills 20, that's still the same. I think I'm trying to figure out. Oh, this one. 67 will become frequent service and be extended to Beaverton. Somebody, yeah. Okay, that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, but might. I don't know. I don't know West Side too well. That's one thing for sure. I do not know the West Side too well. 52 getting frequent service. This should have gotten frequent service before the 87 did. I don't know why. I don't know why the 87 was prioritized over the 52. Feels like the 52 needed it more. Then we have the Cornelius. I think this is the Cornelius Pass route. Yeah, Cornelius Pass. This should have been a route in the first place. Cornelius Pass should have been a route a while ago. At least they're going to try to do it now, at least. It's better late than never, but yeah. It should have been done a while ago. I guess I will touch on Max. I guess I'll talk about Max. Southwest Corridor. Instead of that being the green line, that's the yellow line, which... I mean, it makes sense, because this is, like, interstate and... It's, like, interstate and, what's it called? It's, like, interstate and, what's it called? Interstate and Barber are part of Highway 99. It goes down to Tiger, it goes down to Walton, so... And this is assuming if the interstate bridge project is ready, so that means it goes up to Vancouver, which is pretty nice. Albeit, the sacrifice is that the 6 will lose Jansen Beach service. Well, because Hayden Island will lose Max bus service. We also got the new Teal line, which runs from PDX to, well, that's the red line, but there's a new Teal line that runs from Portland International Airport to Clackamas Town Center. I feel a little conflicted with this. It's nice to have direct access to the airport, but I don't know. I will say that I do not, yeah. But with the current budget cuts that are coming because of TriMet, one of the things they said was shortening the Green Line to Gateway, which would really suck for me, as I rely on, like, that means I'd probably not even be taking the Green Line much anymore, because I usually either take the Green Line out of like, when I'm in downtown, I usually take either the Green Line out of downtown, or take FX2, and I'm just going to just take FX2, so, this is the Green Line, wait, Green Line inbound, yeah, did they update this, because the budget cuts, I'm not sure. Oh, I got Max, Green Line, B, Green Line B, and then Green Line A. Oh, interesting. So it looks like they want to extend the Green Line all the way down to Park Avenue making a part of the Orange Line. Let me see if the Orange Line is still a thing. I know that they want to interline the Green and Orange lines together. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, it's just... Well, I'll have to say, this is pretty... It's alright. It's not my favorite. Not my cup. Like, so... Yeah, what do I think of Forward Together 2.0? There's some really good ideas in this. There's some, like, really good ideas, like the 78 extension. And then there's, like, some things that are just really stupid, like the 87 is just dumb. I'm not a too particularly... The 87 edition is stupid. I do not like how the 31 is going to literally be changed. And I'm not a fan of the 75 going on McLaughlin, honestly. And and especially the 33 and 152 at Clackamas Town Center. So, that's basically Forward Together 2.0 and my thoughts about it. There might have been some routes I haven't touched yet, like, I think the 51 and 63 are the same. Yeah, the 51 and 63, I believe, are the same. Same going Council Crest and all that crap, but... I think I knocked out almost everything in there. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Oh, I forgot the 19. I guess I'll talk about the 19 for a little bit. The 19 is being merged with the 58, so you have a new Crosstown route. Yay, new cross. I love myself some crosstowns, except it was going to go from Gleason to Beaverton on Gateway. At least it'll give bus connections, but you have Max. Just saying, you just have Max. Blue and red lines go to Gateway, so... Yep. Enter